Hey guys, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty for the top and bottom comics of September 6th, 2022. All right, guys, I got my trusty papers here, my notes, if you will. We're going to go over the top and bottom comics. Just once again, for the new people here, these are just based on what I have read. I didn't have time or money to read every single comic released this week, so I just pick out ones I think look interesting to me or ones I want to continue to reading and trying things new, and then I report to you what my thoughts are, so your thoughts could be different. So when I'm done with this, if there's a comic book that you thought I should have checked out, let me know. If there's a comic book that you think I'm wrong about, let me know. If you're one that I checked out and you agree with, feel free to let me know. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate it. Anyway, we're going to start with the bottom three, the ones I think that weren't the best. Now, this month here, here are my notes there. This wasn't as bad as I expected. Actually, this is a lot better one than I expected. So my number three at the bottom. These are the ones at the bottom of the deck. I read 9 books this week, and I'll go over the ones I didn't read too, with a brief, little short summary, if you will. My number 3 was All Out Avengers #1. It's a new spin-off Avengers series, but it's still using the original Avengers, or the current Avengers cast. So it's a cash grab. Though it wasn't terrible. It was a 7.01. 7.01. 7 is average. 7.01 out of 10 I gave it. The problem is it has Lands tracing art, and it is evident as always that he is tracing in his art, especially with female faces. Take an extra little bit of time to look at the female faces. You'll see it looks like he's capturing them in very intimate situations. That's all I can say. It's just not really good. There's solid action in this book, but there really isn't much more than that. It doesn't have a lot of depth. I know it's a setup issue, but it doesn't really do a lot to set up much either. Just doesn't spend a lot of time that, a lot to get you interested, just action. I don't know where this series is going to go. I don't have real high hopes for it, to be honest with you. All right, my number 2 at the bottom is Batman Beyond, Neo Year #6. I gave this book a 7 out of 10. Once again, that's Batman Beyond, Neo Year #6. I'm pulling up my notes here so I can see what my thoughts are. Okay, I said it had a decent ending. Yeah, that's true. I recall that. It was a decent ending for a decent story, and I think that's the problem with this whole mini series of 6 issues. It was just decent all the way through. It missed out on an opportunity to really let McGinnis shine. Well, we will be getting, though, more Batman Beyond in 2023, they say. So as long as DC continues to publish and have that ability, that may be coming down the pipeline. So if you are a Batman Beyond fan, 2023 might just be your year. Now, no guarantees that'll be any good. As to this story, it was okay. The art was okay all the way through. But once again, just really nothing to tip the scale and go, I want to get this, or you should get this in trade paperback. All right, my number 1, the bottom of the barrel, and this one was below average. This was She-Hulk #6. I gave it a 6.9 out of 10, so it was below average in my opinion. The series, let's be honest here, it really needs better covers. If you're going to the comic shop and you're looking at covers of comic books to decide what one piques your interest to buy, this whole series would not have a single one, I don't think, in it that'd make you go, oh, this looks like it's going to be great to pick up off the shelf. By the way, if you like looking at covers, check out my videos and you pick a cover out of 3 particular issues. Which one would you pick? So we call it Cover Battle. It's a lot of fun. It's not just comic books. It can be anything, any covers. We do game covers and things too. Anyway, so the She-Hulk #6 just really failed. The series needs better covers, as I said. The She-Hulk is, I will say she's, how do I say this? Her story is okay, but it lacks action. It's a lot of talking. Maybe I'm not the target audience, which maybe is true, but let's take this for a note here. I know who She-Hulk is, first of all. I've read her in lots of comics. I've read her in all her comic book series that she's been in. So when I say maybe I'm not her target market there, makes me wonder a little bit. I understand with today's PC culture, you just can't be the way that it's supposed to be, but it is what it is. And we get a love interest with her in here, and I'm fine with that. Once again, I'm fine with that kind of stuff in a comic book story all around, but it seems like this one focused on that and really didn't focus on much else. It did focus on her job. Yeah, so I give that. It gives it those things. It just didn't really do anything super interesting. There's yet to be much slam, bam, a lot of hardcore fighting in this series. There is very little. There is some, but there is very little. It just falls flat in all areas. It has humor, but the humor has not reached the point of any of the previous series of She-Hulk yet either. So this issue fails to grab my attention. This series has yet to have a bang knockout issue that makes me go, oh, we need to keep reading this. All right, now for my top 10. Before we get to my top 10, I want to say this video is sponsored by me. Yeah, sponsored by me. You can check out and support our Patreon or Subscribe Star for as little as $1 a month, giving you background tracks, music that you can use in your own videos, or you can just listen to and enjoy. On top of that, you get special videos, you get special things that are just for you there. So you get music, you get that, and there's going to be more guitar lesson stuff going there soon. So if you are a music fan and you want some basic guitar lessons, expect those to be starting to trickle into as time comes. So you get a lot of things, all thing geek and nerd culture, all cool stuff in other words, and I appreciate you very much. So thank you once again. This is sponsored by me, so hope you support the channel, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. All right, go into the top 3. My number 3 out of the top 3 was Batman 127, which I gave a 7.2 out of 10. Once again, that's Batman issue 127. The art could be better in this series. I'm going to be cut it right to the chase. I'm not a big fan of the art. That bat suit they introduced, oh man, was that ugly. That was one ugly bat suit. And I will say that there's a Catwoman side story that was ending in this, and it was okay. It was not bad at all. Pretty good. So overall, this is a good issue. If you're a Batman fan, definitely check it out. I don't think you're really going to miss anything here. It's just, missed the mark a little bit in the art, but it wasn't still bad. I do like to see how the rest of the Batcast, how they're writing Tim Drake decently, rather than focusing on other aspects of him and nothing else, because once again, Tim Drake is a good fighter and smart too, and it seems like they've all been focused more on his sexuality, which made no sense for that change either. And anybody at me, it's not bigot or anything, it's because I'm a big Tim Drake fan and I've read him since day one, his miniseries and his series. There was never any hints at that, and people go, well, it was a change. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Let's be honest here, let's call it as it is. It was a marketing gimmick. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to ruin the character. If they write him right, it will be fine, but yet most of the time they have failed to write him right, and he was written correctly here in the Batman issue 127, so bravo on that. My number 2 was a series that continues to impress me, and if you haven't been a fan of it, I recommend maybe checking out. It was Ghost Rider number 6. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Not only get a good comic, good art, but you get to see, you ready for this? Wolverine performing surgery. Yeah, Wolverine performing surgery. Who ever thought you'd say those words in the same sentence? Wolverine performing surgery. It's definitely an interesting, dark story. And once again, if you are a Ghost Rider fan, you need to be getting this series. If you're not a Ghost Rider fan, this still might be a good one for you to check out. The art has been good consistently every issue. The story has been good every issue. There might have been one that was a little, I wish they would have showed more on the action front than what they did, but I think they did it for the point of the story. But it was really good, and this has been very entertaining, and this issue did not disappoint. And my number 1, you ready for this one? I'm a little biased here, but who knows? Maybe it had something to do with it, maybe not. And that was Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, number 4. I gave it a 7.7 out of 10. Maybe you didn't catch that. 7.7 out of 10. That's a pretty darn strong score for me. We have normally, I will say normally though, I don't care for politics and comic books, and this one was loaded with them, okay? But you know what? This one was done pretty well. I don't mind comic books that have politics in them when they're not just showing one side and hammering it in your face, no matter what side that is. This shows multiple sides, more layers and complexity of the situation. So it was actually a pretty good in this issue. Cap is definitely for freedom and individualism. He always has been, and it shows in this issue. Some people like to push him for socialism. He's not a socialist. He is for making something of yourself, having the freedom and opportunity to do so, not having things given to you. necessarily. He's for the freedom of opportunity and ability to do things, and I think we see it really good in this issue, so bravo to that. Solid art in this book, too. Yeah, this could be it. This could be the right direction for Cap. And let's be honest, when is the last time when we've read a Captain America book, our Captain America series, a run, if you will, that the story was in the right direction and maintained it? Now, this could have a major flop. Don't get me wrong. There is all kinds of avenues in this story, in his Cap life and in his personal Steve Rogers life, that could go completely political, nutbaggery, and go wrong and shove politics in your face. I'm hoping, please, creative team, don't make that mistake. I see you've teetered a little bit on it, but not enough though to push me away, but you have teetered. Otherwise, this book has been strong. This might be the time to read Captain America again. Now, once again, as I said, this isn't all I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover the few that did not make the top or bottom 3, and one of them was Flashpoint Beyond, number 5 of 6. A 6-part series. I gave it a 7.1 out of 10. We have... an issue here I have is we have the smartest woman that has to show up, the third smartest man, Mr. Terrific. I mean, why do we have to shove it in that face? You might be the third smartest man, you say, but I'm the smartest woman. Really? I mean, come on, that's just tacky. If you're really that smart, you don't have to tell people about it. They will figure it out. That's just my thoughts on it. It is an interesting take on Martha Wayne as well. And now, here's the bad thing. Here's the negative thing. Now, people could say, well, it's a multiverse, so it doesn't really count. But we got a name for the Joker. And I think that ruins it a little bit. If we actually have his name, I think part of the things that makes the Joker interesting is you never really know what he's coming from. You don't know. And those unknowns help make him unusual, unexpected. You never know what's going to happen from him. Even though we have had glimpses in the past, and they say it might be canon, it might not. This one, to give a name, once again, might be canon, might not for our main universe. I don't think they needed to do that, but hey, they did. All right, so that was one of them. And another one was New Champion of Shazam, number 2 of 4. I gave it a 7.05. It seems like we've read this before. Oh, yes, it's called Spider-Man. It seems like they're really double dipping into the Spider-Man kind of territory with the character. A lot of Peter Parkerisms in here. But I do like the character. I've always liked this character, so I really hope they don't mess it up. Once again, I'm not a fan of taking characters and throwing them into other characters, because they've sort of put Captain Marvel away, or Shazam, I should say. Which, think about this for a minute. Shazam, a male hero, we have to put him away and get him away, put that toy away. Hopefully this toy is going to come back and be written well, but they've sort of gotten rid of the character in a way without killing him. And then they gave her all the powers of Shazam. So she's Shazam now. A female Captain Marvel. So now we got 2 female Captain Marvels. I know she's Shazam, but originally the character was Captain Marvel and she was Mary Marvel. But hey, come on. I like the old traditional Shazam. Why couldn't they write him interesting and keep his stories going? Though I do like this character too, and I like the family. So this could be just a stint, a short-term thing, and done well. And I hope that is the case. So let's see, that's 8 books. I have one more I haven't talked about. Oh, there it is. Moon Knight number 15. I gave it a 7.07 out of 10. This is a series that has been pretty good consistently so far for its 15 issues that we've had. It was a little slow on this issue though, and it continues to have decent art. And one of the things that's been interesting about this series is it's done a good job of the characterization, really exploring the character of Moon Knight and his dissociative disorder, that he has. So it's been interesting. I hope they don't dwell on that too much and continue to have that woven into the story and provide the same Moon Knight action that we've grown to love. Well, anyway, those are the books that I've read this month. So once again, if I missed any you think are good, let me know so I can check them out. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sticking with me this long. Please leave a comment down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. It would help with the metrics. Lately, the YouTube algorithm has not liked me very much. I'm going to say my shorts sometimes do well, but the longer videos like this have not been performing well. So I hope you can help by spreading the news. Spread out, check it out. I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, keep it frugal. You know what? Let's give it a little bit more fun than that. Keep it frugal. All right, have a great night.